Sender Launchpad 350 and 500. Thank you for buying a Sender Launchpad 350 or 500. The 350 is our intermediate ramp and the 500 is our advanced ramp. Both can provide significant elevation and distance with good technique. The 500 should be treated with respect and only be attempted when confidence has been gained on the 350 ramp. In this short film, we will show you how to assemble your ramp. The assembly process is identical for the 350 and 500 ramps. It should be possible to construct your ramp in under 45 minutes on your own. However, help from a friend may make this faster and easier. Your safety and security using this ramp is in part dependent on a good construction process, so please take your time and follow all steps as shown. You will need a clear working space. Please protect work surfaces. Organise and lay your tools and components within reach. A tape measure and sharp pencil are essential bits of kit for completing this process accurately. Your ramp pack includes 2 legs. Each leg has 2 parts. 1 back plate with 2 holes. 3 ramp decks. 1 350 or 500 spacer batten. 25 stainless steel TX25 screws. 4 or 6 hinges. 24 or 36 countersink screws. 8 panhead screws. 4 T-nuts. 3 45 by 45 wood battens. And 2 straps. You will need an impact driver or screwdriver with Posi 2 drill bit, a drill with a 3.5mm wood drill bit, an impact driver or screwdriver with a TX25 torque driver bit. A quick clamp is an extremely useful tool for an easy and accurate construction process, or you will need a friend to hold components, which will be a little less accurate. First, take the back plate with 2 holes and lie this component face down with the chamfer or slope ramp towards you. Place 2 T-nuts into the holes and fix these with 4 panhead screws. Make sure the T-nuts are flush, or you may have alignment problems when mounting components later. Take one of the legs and turn it over so you can see the hinge marker lines as shown. The 350 has 2 hinges in each leg, the 500 has 3 hinges in each leg. Clamp the 2 parts together with your hand and make sure the long straight edge is flush. Take 2 or 3 hinges depending on the ramp model and align them between the marks. Using a sharp pencil, mark the hinge hole centre points exactly. Place 1 countersink screw through the middle hole of the hinge onto the pencil mark and drive in until it is almost flush. Place the second screw a millimetre beyond the pencil mark in the opposing hole. This will pull the 2 parts together when driven flush. Repeat the same process for hinge 2 and 3 on the same leg. Secure the hinges by filling all the rest of the holes, following the same process, and drive all screws flush. Before moving on to the second leg, take a T-nut and place this into the hole in the hinge face. Use 2 panhead screws placed vertically to secure this in place, ensuring the T-nut is flush with the plywood. Repeat the same process for the opposite legs. With the 2 legs lying flat, hinges facing upwards, take the batten and place it into the slots on each leg to create a stable structure. Turn the ramp over so you can see the square batten positions on the inside face of the legs. The hinges should be on the inside. Take a 45 by 45 batten and place this into the lowest marked square, ensuring the top of the batten is flush with the top edge of the legs. Using a clamp or a person holding the leg and the batten tight, drill through the leg with a 3.5mm drill bit at the position marked on the outside face. Repeat at the other side. It is very important to use the correct drill bit size and pre-drill all holes as shown. Ensure the hole drilled is the same length as the 50mm screws. Drive a 5 by 50mm TX25 screw into the hole to secure the batten on both sides. Try your best not to overdrive these screws. Repeat this process at the next 2 square batten positions as shown. Next, turn the substructure upside down with the back face of the structure in an accessible position and place this onto a flat, even surface. You can use the ramp surface for this purpose. Take the back plate with a chamfer cut along its edge and place this within the marks on the legs as shown. The T-nut should be on the inside. Using a clamp, or with a partner holding the plate and the leg, drill through the leg face and into the end grain of the back plate. This critical phase requires patience and time to check that all faces are flush before drilling. This stage is much easier with a clamp. Secure the back plate using 4 holes and 4 number 5 by 50 TX25 screws. Again, try not to overdrive these screws. Turn your substructure over and take the top deck of the 3 surface decks. You will see guidelines scored on the back. The distance between the edge of the deck and the outside face of the legs is 18mm on both sides. Use a tape measure to check the deck is even on both sides. The guidelines are useful for ensuring the top is square on the legs. The top deck should overhang the back plate of the ramp by a fraction of a millimetre, just enough to catch your nails. You should also ensure the hole marker points in the side of the top surface deck are centrally aligned to the substructure edges below and not offset. The next step is critical to deck alignment, and using a drill bit is essential. Never screw straight through without a pilot hole. You must be extremely careful to align the drill bit at the correct angle. Clamp the top deck in place with your hand, or better with partner's hands. Take the drill with a 3.5mm drill bit and pilot hole through the central hole and into the end grain of the back plate. And drill to the correct depth to prevent the drill bit or screw coming out of the front or back face. Once the hole has been drilled, place a 5x50 TX25 screw into the hole and drive this until almost flush. The top deck should still be able to move. Looking along the underside of the ramp deck, use the guidelines to square the deck to the leg. Drill into the end grain through the front face. Drive another 5x50 screw until almost flush. Now square the second leg to the guidelines on the opposite side and drill and screw. Take the central deck surface and align this with the top deck so the edges are flush. Drill through the face at the top central fixing point into the batten below at a slight angle so the screw pulls the deck towards the top deck. Turn the ramp on its side. This method allows you to align the ramp deck with the guidelines as shown with ease. Fix through the marked drill position on the deck face into the plywood end grain with a pilot hole and 5x50 screw. Turn the ramp back over and drill through all remaining fixation points into the battens or end grain and secure with 5x50 screws, making sure all the screws are now flush. Take the bottom deck surface and place this below, aligning the side with the middle deck. Repeat the same process as above. Your assembly is now complete. Ramp should always be unfolded by an adult, especially for young children, to avoid finger entrapment in the hinge zone. The Cinder Launchpad 350 and 500 can easily be taken to the park and worn as a rucksack by using the slots and strap provided. Please follow the demonstration which shows how easy the shoulder straps can be adjusted. We do not recommend children wear the 500 ramp in a rucksack mode, and the 350 may be too big and heavy for some young children, especially if they have to ride on a road. For transportation, the side slots and second strap can be used to prevent the ramp legs from opening, and also secure the batten to the ramp. The batten is best located on the back face if the ramp is being carried in rucksack mode. Before heading out to jump, you should always check the security of all fixings and inspect the ramp for damage that may compromise its strength. Make sure the batten is fully located in place and undamaged before jumping off this ramp. You are now ready to go to find a safe place to practice jumping. The Cinder 350 and 500 have bolt-on components perfect for practicing other mountain bike skills and techniques. We recommend treating your ramp with preservative before use and at least annually. The ramp should not be left outside and should be stored dry inside. For maximum fun and safety and enjoyment, please wear a helmet, preferably a full face helmet, and at least knee pads, elbow pads and gloves. Placing the ramps on grass will provide a softer impact surface. and a partner or spectator will look after you if a jump goes wrong and you need help. Make sure the ramp is suitably located for your ability level. It should always be placed on an even surface with all points in contact with the ground. Always work up ramp sizes, gaining confidence before attempting bigger ramps, bigger air, or bigger gap jumps. We always recommend using a tabletop to fill the gap, which makes transfers from takeoff ramp to landing ramps safer.